Today we're going to tie the pink butt wet fly. This is a real popular favorite for grayling here in interior Alaska. I'm using a number 10 nymph hook, as you can see. And I've got a 1/8 inch gold bead on it for this fly. Start out laying a good thread base. Wind that all the way back about even with the point of the hook. Now we're going to add the pink butt using a little bit of fluorescent pink floss. You can use pretty much any fluorescent pink material for this. It was originally tied with a bit of pink wool. I've also tied it with a little ball of pink dubbing at the back, and that works well as well. Don't need a whole lot, just enough to give it nice bright spot of that fluorescent pink at the back. Tie that off. Next we're going to tie in our rib, which I just use a little bit of copper wire from an old extension cord. You can use copper or gold, either will work fine. Kind of tuck that under the bead a little bit and tie it back. Again, trying not to break the thread like I just did. If you do break your thread, it's not a huge problem. Restring your bobbin, tie on again. Tie that right back to your pink butt. For the body, use a dub body using muskox underfur. You can see this real fuzzy little fur underneath. That's the way it's traditionally tied here in Alaska. However, since that's not something you can find at your local fly tying store usually, you can substitute natural rabbit. The fish don't seem to care. Spin that dubbing on there fairly tight. You want a fairly slender body, not too fuzzy. Looks like I'm going to need a touch more. And wrap that right up to the back of the bead. Next, we're going to counter wrap our copper wire. That'll help strengthen the body, give it a little more flash, and make it a little bit more durable. These tend to be very tough flies that'll stand up to a lot of fish. And just helicopter that wire off. Final step is we put a soft grizzly collar on it. Just trim the extra fluff off that. Pull it out and trim a short section. Give you a nice little point to tie in there. And try to kind of stuff that up under your bead if you can. Can't always. A little tag to trim off there. Back the pliers and kind of fold that back. You only need 1.5, 2 turns at most on a reasonably sparse hackle on these. Just enough to give it a little bit extra movement in the water. And give that about 3 or 4 turns to tie it off. Trim it there. Pluck those extra out. And to finish, touch of head cement. And give it a good whip finish. Snug that up. And there you have it. The famous pink butt.